Tinder Success stories. Matched with her about a year ago, and we went on a nice first date to Universal City Walk. The karaoke bar was closed, so we went to a beer spot next door. Thought it was a nice first date, but she went on a vacation trip to Mexico after that night, and we lost touch. We both end up deleting Tinder and rejoining, etc. About a year later, and we rematch. I've since had life-saving surgery, and you can see the scars in one of my pictures. She messages me, "Looks like you could use a doctor in your life." She's a doctor. I respond by reminding her that we had a date before, and she hits me with, "Since you've had a second chance at life, would you give me another chance with a second date?" Smoothest pickup line I had ever heard, and quick with it. Wow. We've been inseparable since, traveled to another country together, exchanged house keys, and visited each other's families for Thanksgiving. We're only roughly 5 months in, but we already know this is serious. As they say, when you know, you know. My current boyfriend is the most serious relationship I have ever had. We've been dating for almost 2 years, and I'm his first legitimate girlfriend. He only had one other relationship, back in high school that lasted 8 MEO. We have the best chemistry, but our personalities can be pretty different. He's very laid back, and I can be a little high maintenance at times. Not proud of it, LOL. But that's what makes us so great. He helps me to realize I don't need to stress about the small stuff, and I help him with things that may stress him out, etc. We're not just best friends, but soulmates, and we have already started building a life together. And this is all ironic because we both used to be super skeptical of Tinder and online dating relationships. Yet for both of us, it was pretty much love at first sight/date, and we both hadn't had that before. I know it's not Tinder, but my boyfriend and I met on OkCupid about 1.5 years ago. I saw he was on Tinder as well. He had one very blurry photo, so I had no clue what he looked like until we met up. Our first date, and we both agree on this, was horrible. I was the most awkward person in the world and acting super shy. Barely said a word for the first 3 hours. I'll be honest, I was intimidated, but he still kissed me and then it all changed. We planned to just be casual, and we did for the first couple dates, but on the third, all within a week, I think we both realized we actually really liked each other. Turns out we attended the same elementary school and high school at the same time, though he was 3 grades above me, in the next town over but never met, and we live only 3 minutes apart. Bonus, he lives on the street I used to live on. Crazy. I went away on a cruise for 3 weeks. The fact that I bought a $1.80 roaming plan for that time alone, just to talk to him, and the fact that he kept up with texting me every day, despite being in the middle of the ocean, made me realize I was crushing on him pretty hard. When I got back, after only 1 month of talking dating, we went on a weekend trip out of town. That was the weekend I knew I was falling in love with him. About a month later, we said our first "I love yous." He said he knew even before the weekend trip, haha. We've encountered maybe one big bump in the road together, surprise pregnancy due to failed BC pill. We dealt with the problem together, and he was my rock through the entire process. He's still there for me when I start to get emotional, and I always tell him it's okay if he has feelings about it too. We've talked about buying a house and moving together and marriage and kids. We share the same values, ideals, and dreams, and I couldn't have it any other way. We support and push each other in the exact ways we don't really support and push ourselves. There is no doubt in my mind he is the one I want to be with for the rest of my life. Not Tinder, but a similar website called Meet Me. We met 5 years ago. He would drive out to see me at least twice a week, in snowstorms that extended the drive time to 1 hour to 2 on really bad days. I didn't have my license at the time. Our first date was coffee at Tim Hortons, our second was coffee again, and our third was a really horrible movie that we saw in theaters and were legitimately the only people there. We made fun of it together the entire time. And now we're engaged, getting married in 2020. We have our first apartment together and our first amazing kitty, Soupy. He's in school to study for his dream career, film, and I'm getting started on mine soon too. He's the most incredible person in the entire world, and I couldn't imagine life without him. I love these stories. Here's mine. We matched. He messaged me first. We continued talking and set up a first date. We met at a local bar and talked for 4 hours. We connected and talked about everything we wanted and hoped for the future. We were in our late 20s at the time. I have previously been engaged and in a long relationship when my ex decided he didn't want to commit. I wasn't looking for a fling. I was hoping to meet someone I could settle down with. After date number 1 was a success, 3 more dates followed, where we continued getting to know each other. After 4 dates, we made it official, taking small trips that led to a big trip to celebrate our 1-year anniversary, Ireland. We found out that we travel well together. After returning from our trip, we moved in together. The following year, COVID hit, and we were stuck in the house together for 3 months straight. Our relationship thrived. We found more things we enjoyed doing together. We adopted a rescue dog, like everyone else did. We co-parented so well together. I am so thrilled to say that we got engaged shortly after rescuing our puppy and have since been married. It was just our 3-month mark. Tinder really found me my soulmate, and I couldn't be happier. I met my 20F boyfriend, 24M, on Tinder, and we've been together for almost 9 months. He sent me, "Roses are red, violets are blue, I'm not a poet. Is this a haiku?" Usually this would be too cheeseball for me to answer, but my friend had tried to set me up in person with him just 3 months prior. He didn't know I knew who he was, so it was kind of hilarious. I asked him if he knew my friend, just to be certain, and he said yeah, he did. She had told me that he was so shy and that she barely knew him because he's her boyfriend's friend, but that he was really sweet and would be perfect for me. We both don't love partying very much. We are both the stay and talk to one person all night types of people. He surprisingly asked me on a date the second day we were talking on Tinder, but I couldn't go on the day he'd asked for. I made a point to tell him that I wasn't making an excuse and we should plan for a different day. The first date was at a place called Across the Board Game Cafe, which is like a little cafe with full bookshelves of board and card games to choose from. It was perfect because we got to chat a lot, but if anything felt awkward or we didn't know what to say, we could focus on the game. I won't bother going date by date because the next 10 days are a blur to me, and we are already officially dating those 10 days later. Fast forward to now, and he is the best man I know. He is a farmer and the hardest working guy I know, constantly working and tired, but always with a smile on his face. I would stay over at his house for days over the uni summer break helping with beekeeping and stuff, and I just loved it. Plus, he appreciated my willingness to help. I have been battling pretty bad depression this year, and he is always there for me. He understands that sometimes I get mad about stupid things, and when I apologize for it, he will always say to me, "You don't need to be sorry. You're just having one of those days, and that's okay. I love you." I am so thankful for Tinder because it let me meet my best friend. He's friends with all my closest friends now, and it's a dream come true. Tinder can be the best. Well, love is just a swipe away. If you enjoyed these heartwarming Tinder success stories, don't forget to hit that like button and share your own story in the comments below. Stay tuned for more inspiring tales of love and connection. Thanks for watching.